Merry Christmas.
Howdy.
Are you alive and well?
I am, she's not.
All right,
I'm
Jim.
here.
Mom, Dad,
Yes, sir.
what's the best thing that you have ever gotten for Christmas?
Gotten for Christmas, huh?
Received.
Well, I think that our lives together, of course, was very, very important. That began about a month before Christmas time, but we received an Aerostar van right at Christmas time, right after my family had an accident that was potentially dangerous, and I was not home.
Mm.
Okay.
Oh, your turn, Sheila.
Yeah. All right.
Over to Sheila.
Well, Mark, I'll tell you, I think last year it was probably a pretty good Christmas because Dick was located in Houston and we were in Hearst, and he was able to be with us. And so when we were all together, we had a job, and we were going to be together. I think that's probably the best.
Mom, Dad, what's the best Christmas present you've ever given?
Well, I'm basically a clod when it comes to giving things, and I don't give probably very good gifts to anybody, but last year I gave Mom a pink dress. That was probably the best thing I've ever given.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's very nice.
Do you want to answer,
I
Sheila?
don't know.
Okay.
I can't remember.
Any one specific?
I've had
thing?
so many good gifts. I just
Season special, mean something special to you. What does it mean?
Well, it just means times for the families to get together and spend some time together. The kids are out of school. There are always a couple of vacation days for people off from work and so on. So it's a good time for families to get together, and that's meaningful to me.
yeah, I think that's the way I feel too.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, guys. Now that we're warmed up, what's the most amusing thing besides this interview that's ever happened to you at Christmas?
Oh my.
Amusing thing you've received, had happened to you, anything like that?
This is the most amusing.
Right here.
Yeah, go ahead.
You're on.
This is the most amusing Christmas I've ever had. My nose is numb. My voice is out.
Her hair is tingling.
My hair's tingling. But we've had a good dinner, so and lots of fun.
You didn't want to tell a story that we were hearing in the other room?
Oh yeah, sure. When I started working at Memorial in Houston, a number of silly things happened to me that were rather humorous, and they all happened about this time of the year. One, we had purchased some new suits at Sears to kind of get me through, and they were on sale, and they had tags on them, and so I picked up the suit. I wore it to Sunday.
Bright orange tags.
Bright orange sale tags.
Bright orange.
I wore
Under
it to
the
Sunday
sleeve.
worship, and in Bible class, one of the ladies who was helping us locate a house came over to me and said, "Dick, I don't think Sheila would like those tags being under your arm like that." Well, the tag was hanging right here on my arm in plain view, and so I had to go to the restroom and clip it out with my fingernail clippers and get rid of the tag. And then about the next week, the lights, squirrels run into the transformers in Houston quite frequently, and the lights went out in the auditorium, and we were all in pitch darkness. And I preached.
During the service?
The song leader led singing in the dark, and I preached in the dark.
Yeah.
Absolute, total darkness. And then I wore my...
That was the very day you had on your shoes, your tennis shoes.
No, that was another time.
You said the lights went out and you didn't think anybody noticed.
That's probably right. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I had come home to Hearst. A family still in Hearst, and I left my shoes. And I didn't have a new pair of shoes. I only had one pair, the pair I've got on now. And so I had to wear my tennis shoes and my suit to worship and preach in. And the lights went out, so that's
Look
right.
classy, huh?
Yeah,
I didn't
at
think
Memorial.
anyone would notice. They were all there in their mink coats and fox fur coats, and me in my tennis shoes and suit. And anyway, those are some of the funny things.
Thank you.
Ned.
Hi. Best thing I've ever given for Christmas. Well, it didn't actually happen exactly at Christmas time, but the best thing that I've ever given someone at Christmas is a brand new house, and we've been waiting for it for a long time, and we finally got a house that is a nice one. I think that's the best one.
Okie doke. The best thing you've ever received.
The best thing I've ever received. Well, besides Don Martin's book of mad jokes, I think the best thing is the love of a good family and extended family members. We have a number of people in our family and we love them all. That's the best thing. What makes this season so special is this is my first Kentucky Christmas. And that's special because I hope to have a few more. Okay, are you going to ask me?
No, go ahead and answer.
Because I had lived. The most amusing thing that's happened to me this time of year happened in high school. It's my most embarrassing moment, too. I borrowed Dad's car, my green Electra.
Yeah, Marcia knows.
I don't know about that one. It's not the time I ran in the ditch.
Oh, it's not?
No.
What about the football game?
No. We were on the side of the road discussing, and that's all we were doing, discussing. And we saw some headlights come in the back window. So Barb and I said, let's duck. So we ducked down. But the headlights as they passed was my father-in-law and mother-in-law to be. And I could hardly look them in the eye for a week, or a month, or a year.
Well, were they looking for you?
No, someday you'll understand this joke. Now turn the camera off. All right, Marcia. Who is that thing you have in your arms there? That little thing.
Which one? This one or this one?
That one.
To show her to you. Isn't she pretty?
Yeah, let me get a close-up here. Isn't she a cutie?
Hi, Kelly. She's waiting. I just woke up.
All right. The first question is the best thing you've ever gotten or received for Christmas.
Well, the best thing we've gotten this year, I can't say forever because I'd have hurt feelings later on, but would be this little thing right here. She came a little early, and it was a real surprise because we sure didn't think we'd have her before Christmas.
She's a beauty. All right, Duncan family. What makes this season so special?
Well, this season's special because we're all together except for Frank. And I wish you were here, but he's sick.
We miss you, Frank.
Yes. Hi, honey.
Yeah, I wish you were
And,
here, Frank.
I'll send you a video, Frank.
Don't do this, Frank. Okay, Frank.
Yeah, Frank.
Be careful with it, Frank.
Don't drop it, Frank. Poor guy doesn't know we've been talking about him. It's just, I think it's really special that we've got it in a brand new, beautiful home, and everybody could come, except for.
Sorry.
I think that probably was my most funniest thing. Frank and I went to a special that one of the girls, his friends, had asked us to come. They were at Moraine Church. So we decided to go out one Sunday night. And we were in a hurry, and we changed our clothes and ran out. And I remember just wearing a pair of slacks and heels. And as we were sitting there, we went in kind of late, which was a good thing, I think. And then I crossed my legs and I looked down and I had another pantyhose hanging out. Then apparently I had washed my pants and they had just either gotten in or stayed in from the last time or whatever. So I kind of poked him and we were laughing, of course, and trying to be discreet. And I said, pull it, you know. Oh, I hate laughing like this. And so he tried to pull it. And of course it stretched out, and it's going raking it in, and it's still not going anywhere. Because I could feel it down my other leg. okay, just rip it off. You know? And my husband being so strong. Any other time you could rip pantyhose anytime, and we couldn't rip those things. Well, the whole concert we weren't done at pantyhose. We finally got him out, and I stuck him in my pocket, but not before Jan had mentioned a couple times that, you know, we had come to see her, and she's like, I just don't know what's so funny about it, but she said, but you've been laughing about all over there, but, so we didn't even tell her. You guys are the only ones that know about my pantyhose. We'll never tell.
Can you top Marcia?
No, that I cannot tell.
The best thing that you've ever received?
Best thing I've ever received this year or anytime.
Anytime.
Best thing I've ever received is my salvation and the family that I have.
Good.
Okay.
What
The
makes
season is so special that we're all together, and we're here to see you in your new home, and Dick and Sheila and family could come up to be with us. And like Marcia said, the only one that's not here is Frank. And the next question is, what was the next question?
The next one was the most amusing thing that's happened.
Oh, the most amusing thing. I need Brian to help me with this
Brian,
one.
come on up, bud.
I can't think of too many amusing things, although we've laughed our heads off so
Come on,
many
Brian.
times. But just when I tell you, Brian, Brian and Eric and Mike
Get in
were
there,
up
Brian.
to see us, and they stayed with us. And one night, Mike said, "Grandma, there's a funny noise in the house."
Brian,
So
get closer in the picture,
so
please.
I stood, went in and stood and listened, and we thought, we didn't know what it was. And then Eric and Brian came in, and they didn't know what it was. And we thought maybe a bat had gotten down in the wall, or a mouse, or a something. So we said, go get Grandpa. So here's where you come in, Brian. Show us how Grandpa looked when he came in.
Oh gosh.
He came in and his little... Well, there's a funny noise in our house and we don't know what it is. And then Mike said...
Is that all you woke me up for?
Mike
You
said,
woke me
I
up,
think
Dad."
it's the fan blowing the door against the wall, Grandma. And that's when Grandpa said, is that what you woke me up for? And he turned around and he went back to bed. Now, that's the funniest thing I can think of. Thanks, Brian.
I'm ready for it.
Go right ahead. Shoot away.
Mother, would you mind being quiet so I can tell what happened to me?
They said, you said that he had really come out of the shell and just...
The best thing,
Action.
Okay.
the best thing that I've ever received, I've received so many things that it's hard to distinguish one from the other, but I think the one that I'm thinking of and made the most impression on me in my life, young life, was, other than becoming a Christian, of course, now this is talking about personal life, is the orders I received to come home from overseas. It was...
Next.
Well, anyway, what I was going to tell you about is I was happy to get my orders and come back from overseas, but the most thrilling thing I ever saw, I think, that I ever saw is because I saw the Statue of Liberty coming in, and I thought then of all the people that saw that and how much it meant to them. It sure meant a lot to me then. Gosh, that's
Have you ever
tall.
heard the saying, "Sentimental old fool"?
Yeah, that's me.
The next question is
The old fool's part is right.
the next question is the best thing you've ever given at Christmas or any time.
I think I'll pass on that one for the mere fact that you're asking the wrong person what is the best thing. It would be somebody who received it and
Yeah.
and thought it was, because one of the best things, because it's so hard, difficult for me to know as a giver. But
That's a good answer. That's a good answer. Well, what makes this Christmas season special?
well, one of the very first things that makes it so special is that we are able to enjoy another Christmas season together. The mere fact that we've lived another year and enjoyed it with our families, and that all of us were able to get together. It was quite doubtful that for a while that all of us could make it. Sheila, I understand, was real sick and it was doubtful of her, and then Marcia at the last minute thought she wasn't going to be able to make it. And then, of course, we missed Frank, which we mentioned before. But that's a blessing.
You had more meat, Frank.
Yeah, that's a blessing in itself. I don't know whether I can
I
tell
don't
this.
even know of any.
Well, these kids are all grown ups. They don't care.
Well, I was once in a school play. And I was a detective.
I know what's coming.
I remember the play. The name was Aaron Slick from Pumpkin Crypt, and I was a detective in it that was supposed to be carrying a disguise, and of course the climax of the story was I was supposed to be spying on this woman in the other bedroom and catching them in some kind of a guilty, not the connotation you have in the modern day, but it was that she had stolen something or something like that. And in my disguise contained dark glasses and mustache and whiskers that went around my mouth. And so at the crucial time, the mustache kept getting in my mouth, and I kept going all the time like that to try to spit it out. And the crucial time, I was supposed to say, well, I was looking right through her keyhole, you know. Well, at that time, I was trying to spit it out. And I said I was looking through her, and you can imagine what came out. Well, I looked for a place to get off the stage, and all the doors just slammed right shut. I couldn't get off the stage, and there was my cousin was in the aisle, right down the center stage, and he was in the aisle. He was rolling right in the aisle, laughing so hard, and I was so embarrassed I could. The next day, the first thing I saw was one of the dear old ladies in town. She says, "Now, where were you last night?" So that's one of the funny things that happened to me.
You've ever received for Christmas?
Okay, the
Merry,
best
Merry
thing.
Christmas, by the way.
Merry Christmas. The best thing I've ever received, and I was gonna say it, and Mom said it first, is my salvation. But another thing this year is having Mom.
Yeah, praise the Lord.
Got better.
Right. Okay, next question.
All right. What makes this Christmas season so special?
It's being in our new home
Mm.
and having everyone here with us.
Amen, sister. We're saving the video, Frank.
Keep it forever. Okay, the funniest thing I can think of happened just yesterday. When Marcia and I were out walking around the area here looking at homes, and we were right next to this new one that's not occupied yet, and there was the driveway had some straw spread all over it, and Marcia said, "Oh, we better be careful, this looks like new cement," but she was walking on it, and I was walking on the next door neighbor's yard, and it was kind of wet, and I didn't want it to get mushed in or stepped in. So I said, "Oh, I better get off of this yard." So I stepped right in front of Marcia, and my foot went right down into the wet cement. And I just stood there and looked at my foot. And we started laughing so hard. That's not your I'll get you, Barb. That was funny. Okay, that's it.
Wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
All right, Merry Christmas to Frank.